Okay, hi everybody. It's October 3rd, 2025. This is day 30 of my October every single day video. I am trying to get this video in before the sun goes down in West Kentucky. As you can see, another beautiful scenic walk up State Route 1124. Maybe I'm giving away too much details, but it's just beautiful. It's 6:30 at night. I had to move back my timing a little bit, and I'm definitely going to get home after the sun goes down. But again, I'm in Kentucky and I feel safe, so let me find some wood to knock on so I don't jinx myself. Yeah, okay, so it's day 3 into October. I'm just making posts and trying to do an every day of October this month because I want to document where I've come. I want to document that I'm definitely not where I plan to be and where I'm trying to be. I'm not at maintenance, as they say. I'm working towards a goal of being as healthy and as fit and everything is possible. I mentioned this in my other videos, but I've never stepped on a scale before. I have been in this journey since the day of February 15th of 2025. So that is March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So I'm in my 7th month. And 7 months ago, my sister Allie is better at videos, so she's gonna help me stitch in some videos of when I started and how it went through the process. I started without much fitness in mind. I was so overweight, and I started by wanting obviously to not eat so much. Of course I love to eat a lot. What I started with is a carnivore diet. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Google it, search it on YouTube, and you will find a ridiculous amount of videos, and they were all so inspiring to me, and they all seem possible. I mean, like, hello, who doesn't love fried eggs and bacon and beef and fatty foods? And like, of course that seemed like something I was like, that can work. But what it does is all you're eating is high fat meats, eggs, cheeses on occasion. And it's extremely restrictive. However, it looked like something I could do, and I'm watching all the videos, of extreme weight loss, and people that were on it for in their 7th and 8th year, and I'm just like, okay, I didn't even know this was a thing, but I tried it. And that is how, in February 15th, my journey began. Actually, the morning that I started, went with my big plump self to Walmart, and I got a big pork roast, and I ate a pork roast, or I put it in a crock pot, and I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm not having sugary drinks. And I did that. And I was like, this is delicious. Who doesn't want to eat like a fatty pork roast seasoned with just a little bit of garlic salt, because you're not even allowed to have seasonings. But I started that day, February 15th, and and I was really excited about it. I had all of the I will say that if you watch these carnivore videos, it talks about the keto flu, or basically you're withdrawing, detoxing off of sugar and all the carbs that are in your body, and it felt like detoxing off of opiates. I felt sick. I had Charlie horses in my legs all night, and I to be honest, I was in a flu for that whole first month. I didn't eat anything. I was very strict. I immediately, that day, February 15th, did not eat anything but high-fat meat products and eggs. And I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. But I definitely had all of those symptoms. But for some reason, I stuck with it, because I kept telling myself, like, I can handle eating this. I ate whatever I wanted, as much as I wanted. Honestly, I sometimes, just from watching like the tips of the videos, ate more fat than I really wanted to, because I was trying to like up the fat and I was following all the tips. But I'm telling you, that first month, there's no way I wanted to get out and walk. There's no way I wanted to do anything. I just wanted to, my nose was running. I wouldn't stop sneezing. I was having Charlie horses. I could hardly sleep through the night. But I stuck with it, because all the videos said, this will pass and then you'll just feel amazing. And it did. So after the first month, to be honest, I could see a difference, and my mom and like people around me noticed a difference. It was all water weight, but I still never got on a scale, but like I could visibly see a difference. And that's all that it took to keep me with it. Obviously watching the videos like they were my religion, and being so strict about it, and I really stuck to it. And in that first month, I got through the keto flu, and I stuck with it, and I was like, I could do this, and if this is going to pay off, this is going to pay off, and this is something I could stick to. And I was so happy about it. I praised this carnivore thing to anybody that would listen, and that was the beginning of my journey. And once I got through that first month, I actually felt good, and I started to want to walk, because I've always liked to walk. Like in any point in my life, like this is something I've always loved to do. So I started just walking about 15 or 20 minutes around my neighborhood, and I felt really good about myself. Like, yeah, I'm doing it, I really just was like so happy with myself. And I'm like, I stuck to this eating, carnivore for a whole month. I haven't eaten any sugar. I've turned down birthday cakes and, many temptations in my house, and I was able to stick to it, and I was so proud of myself. And that's kind of what got the fire lit under my ass. And I was like, okay, I'm doing this for the long haul. And thank God for videos on YouTube and stuff like that, because it's so helpful. Before you were able to see videos of other people doing, trying things, like it was all just word of mouth. But I mean, YouTube is such an amazing resource for anybody that like really, wants to find out pretty much anything. Sorry, I know I'm probably rambling, but that is how I started. And I'm not currently doing carnivore, and I ventured away from it. But what started my fitness journey and what kept me going was restricting to a carnivore lifestyle, which once I made it through that hurdle of completely cutting out carbs and seeing what it did to my body after the misery, initially, I was like, oh my God, and I really realized that I could stick to something, and I wanted this. I wanted to, like have control and take the reins of my health. And I was willing to fight through all of the, the hard things, and the temptations and the food noise. And within a month, by March, I was up, and I was starting to want to do the fitness side of it. And, just starting with walking a mile or two a day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day, and that was in the first month. And I'm literally in the middle of my walk right now, and I'm like, I'm about to just hit 8 miles right now. I do 6 miles every morning. I'm a freaking beast, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm literally so amazed that this is where I've come, because I deserve it, and I've worked really hard, and I'm going to continue to work hard for this. And yeah, so that's the end of my October 3rd video in a row, and I'm going to continue to do this every day for myself. And yeah, It's amazing what you can do. Look how beautiful this is. I literally live in paradise. I really do. And I love anybody that watches these videos. And I love that there is a place to post videos, even if they're just for me, because this is my life and it matters. Okay, I gotta keep walking. I love you. Have a wonderful day and night. Goodbye.